Well, folks, we're back, and this time we're doing a little bit of maintenance on my 2003 Toyota Tundra. So what I've done is I have removed the transmission cooler, slid it down behind my crappy bumper, hung it down here, and was able to determine which hose the fluid's coming out of through the cooler. So conveniently, we're flushing the cooler at the same time. I just ran one jug through, and conveniently, if you mark your new jug of oil, you know how far to run the engine in neutral. At least that's, pretty much every transmission, Chrysler's especially, need to be in neutral when you're doing anything to do with the transmission pump work, because Chrysler's specifically, when they're in park, the pump's not actually doing anything, so they have to be in neutral. Now, my truck probably could work in park just fine, but I've set the parking brake, I've got the wheels chalked, and it's in neutral. And so I've pre-marked my second jug. I know where my fill line is because I actually filled the first jug just a tick short, which is totally cool. Now, fortunately for me, my vehicle, 03 Tundra, was equipped by the previous owner with a remote start, so I can do everything right here at the front of the truck. I don't have to jump back and forth cycling the key or any of that crazy shit. Yeah, so what I did with the first jug is I basically filled the transmission. I put a whole 5-liter jug into it, put the outlet hose into the neck of the jug, and fired the engine. As soon as it kicked in, the pump started up. It took about, 40 seconds, maybe half a minute, and we'd filled a 5-liter container full of dirty oil. This is what drained out of the cooler when I disconnected the hoses. So yeah, the fluid is definitely burnt, and it's not really bad from a lack of maintenance kind of thing. About a year and a bit ago, I did do a filter and pan drop. Obviously with that, you don't get all the oil out of the torque converter. In this particular truck, the transmission pan holds just about 2 quarts of oil. The torque converter, did a little bit of Googling. It looks like it holds almost 10.5 liters. So I bought 3 jugs. This stuff here is made by Total, not Total, it is Total lubricants. They are based out of Europe. This is their multi-vehicle synthetic ATF, and it is approved for Toyota transmissions. So I'm gonna turn everything off here because I kind of want to keep an eye on stuff. Actually, no, I will, as soon as I get set up again, get that jug of oil poured into the pan, I will fire the camera back up, and yeah, we'll show you what's going on. All right, hang tight. All right, and we're back. So I'll preface this while I'm waiting for the rest of the oil to finish draining down into the pan area. The whole reason behind this not only is maintenance, but preventative damage, or let's say prevent damage. I recently purchased a small 5th-wheel trailer. That's my dog being a nuisance. She's shouting at her mother to be let into the house because Princess says it's time to come in. Dad is being boring, I'm not entertained, and I want to go inside. Anywho, the reason for this service, like I said, is the 5th-wheel purchase. This truck is rated to tow 7,700 pounds. Not bad for a 2003 spec. However, the trailer weighs almost 4,800 dry. So with myself, the better 3/4, a 65-pound dog, our groceries, some adult beverages, and bedding and other assorted necessities, it's heavy. And this truck has 380,000-ish kilometers. The transmission was replaced in it by the first owner. I think I'm the third third owner of this vehicle. And that was reported to have been done around the 50K mark. There was some sort of valve issue with it, so the whole transmission was replaced under warranty. Yay. However, still 20 years old, 20 plus years old, and its previous life was hauling a speedboat. So boats are heavy things, and this guy was constantly dunking it in the water. So pulling a big old heavy boat and then being subjected to a life of me driving it, plus now pulling a trailer, it's just time. Like I said, the filter and gasket was done a couple of years ago, I think, and I was only able to do a couple of quarts because that's all the pan holds. So without further ado, let me show you what we're going to do here. So hit the magic start button. 3, 2. Alright. So we are, there we go. Give that a bit of a twist so we can keep an eye on the line. So it's not pumping anything out of the other side line, which is obvious. We're flushing the cooler, we're flushing the line. Now, yeah, the return line from the cooler to the transmission probably still has a little bit of old oil in it. I'm not concerned. At the most, that might be, you know, half a liter or so, maybe less. I mean, these lines aren't very big. I sure hope you can hear me, because I just realized the engine's running and this old girl's kind of loud. So we're almost to the line. There we go. That'll be fine. A few more seconds here. Got good flow. And there we go. So that's almost 5 liters in a few seconds. And this is the quick and dirty way to flush your transmission fluid. Now, you do need to be careful. You have to make sure you've got the right line before you start, hence the pan and the pool in it. I zip tied both lines together, hit the remote start, and I was able to figure out which line it was. So if it had been the other line that I disconnected and it was throwing fluid, I would have reversed them so I could flush the cooler. There's lots of nooks and crannies in there. I mean, yeah, it's full of tubes, but stuff still collects, pools or whatever, and you want to get all that crap out. Now, there is a lot of opinion online as to should you flush your fluid, should you not. You know what? I'm not too worried about it. The transmissions in these trucks are pretty robust. I do have a friend here in town, almost the same model of truck. His, I think, is 1 year older than mine, and he had to have his transmission rebuilt, but that was due to malicious intent. Someone actually broke into his truck and poured what the transmission shop figured was either like acetone or gasoline or something of that nature, something to thin the fluid right out into the dipstick tube. And he went to fire it up, put it in gear, and it grenaded it right there in his driveway. He had to have it towed. And that transmission was the first Toyota Tundra tranny that shop's ever rebuilt. They said, we don't get these in. You know, we see everybody else's, especially Chrysler products, but we've never seen a Toyota one. So it was a new adventure for them. It required a lot of parts because of the damage that had gotten done due to the mischief. So no, I'm not worried about it. If anything, this is preventative maintenance. I'm extending the life of the vehicle. And, you know, when I do put the last 2 quarts into the pan, I do have a bottle of Lucas anti-slip clutches, as everybody calls it. Yeah, they're just their stop slip goop stuff. So that's going to go in as a maintenance item. And yeah, I'm going to keep on trucking, keep on tugging, and I hope this has been helpful to everybody that takes the opportunity to watch it. Thanks very much. Please like, make a comment down below, tell me I'm dumb, I don't care. say thank you. I never thought this would be an easy thing. This honestly saves a person at like an oil change place probably a couple $100, if not more. Most of those outfits, they charge a ridiculous amount of money for a very simple procedure that anybody with basic hand tools and a little bit of patience could do on their own. And you know what, with the way the economy is and money and cash flow, a lot of people just don't have that kind of, dollars to throw at their vehicles. They'll drive them until they drop, which isn't very good either. This is just a quick, easy way to do your own maintenance. Get that little bit of pride and, hey, you know, I did this myself, and it still runs. It didn't blow up, and I'm proud of it. So yeah, if anything untoward does occur, I will probably let you know in some sort of rant or rave. But I will also put up, after I've pulled the trailer again, which is coming in the next few weeks. We're taking it on another small camping trip. This time we're not taking it on an hour-and-a-half climb up a mountain hill. That's the other reason why the fluid looks like it belongs inside of a cow's heart. I have a temp gauge, and that gauge was over 240 degrees for a long part of the trip. So the fluid did take a little bit of a burn. I'm hoping by doing this, I can get the old fluid out, flush everything out, and give this thing another lease on life. All right, thanks for watching. Appreciate y'all.